Hey everybody, it's Ethan here, Pursuit, and today we're talking about the Tesla Semi and its addressable market. We'll also be talking about the Nicola Semi and if it has the same market and what all that entails. So a little background on me: I am currently a Class A semi truck driver. I work for a large company and I do deliveries here in town. I've been a semi driver for coming up on 3 years, and I have never once done over the road long haul truck driving, as most people know truck drivers to do. So this is what I want to talk about today, because a lot of people out there don't know quite enough about this industry, and they're investing. They look up some stats and they think, oh, look at that, the U.S. truck driving business is worth roughly $800 billion. Yep, you heard that right, $1 billion. But what all that does that entail? Because an industry that big has a lot of facets to it, and so let's cover some of those. So first, we're talking about you look up the statistics, and it shows like how 79% of all goods are transported by truck, and pretty much everything you eat, buy, everything is touched by truck drivers. It's moved by truck drivers, is delivered, blah, 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 blah. The only thing you're not getting is coming from your local farmer's market. So, but most people, they see the semis on the highway, booking it down the road, never stop, never turn. They just go straight forever. And, no one knows where they're going, what they're doing. And that's what they think of as the trucking industry. But that is not it. That is actually just a small facet of what is a much larger thing. So, like, let's talk about a simple carrot. Okay, carrot is at the farm. It gets stuck on a big truck with a bunch of other carrots and is shipped to a processing plant. Processing plant does whatever it does, cans that carrot, sticks it on another truck, and sends it from the processing plant to a warehouse. That warehouse is usually going to be a third-party company. So that warehouse is going to be the warehouse, let's say, for Walmart. That'll be Walmart's distribution center. That distribution center will then stick the can of carrots on a truck and send it to a local Walmart. So that's 1, 2, 3 trucks driven to get that carrot to there. Now let's talk about something like Gatorade. Gatorade gets bottled, stuck on a truck, sent to a warehouse. That warehouse then sends it to a local warehouse inside a town. Now that town is going to have, let's say, like Pepsi. Pepsi has a warehouse in the town I'm here. Right next to where I work, there's a Pepsi warehouse. Every Pepsi product that they sell is in that warehouse, and it gets stuck on multiple trucks. They probably have roughly 20, maybe more, maybe less, 15 to 30 trucks that go out every single day and are taken from that truck. Will go to every gas station in Reading. And the other one truck will go to throughout the week, will hit every gas station in Reading and deliver what you see Pepsi products in that. They'll deliver all the Gatorade, all the Pepsi, but another truck will show up and deliver all the Coke. That same gas station will receive one truck for Coke, one truck for Pepsi, one truck for Frito and Frito-Lay's products, another truck for the cigarettes, another truck for Budweiser, another truck for Coors, another truck for random third-party products, another truck. There's actually a truck that shows up, picks up all the floor mats in the whole building, replaces them, and takes those floor mats to be cleaned once a week. There's another truck that will deliver the ice. One truck will deliver the propane, the little propane bottles. Another truck delivers the gas to that gas station. And another truck will deliver pretty much everything you see in there is delivered on truck. But not just one truck, multiple trucks, all of which are coming from local warehouses. So in my town, there's actually, where I work is one warehouse in the midst of multiple warehouses. There's a whole street filled with warehouses for all these different products. And each warehouse has its own fleet of trucks. And each fleet of trucks is going to what we cover. We cover all of our county and the next 3 counties over. So I'm in North California. We cover the entire North State that's not like on the coast. We go all the way to Nevada, all the way to Oregon border, and we go down. We do down a ways, and every week we hit every convenience store and every major store in the area. So Costco, Winco, Walmart, FoodMax, all of these stores, and each chain of these stores like the bigger stores will get multiple deliveries a week. Now, when you're talking about doing deliveries like this, you're talking about a much different truck than that truck you see going from that's bringing all those products to Reading from the warehouse that distributes to all of California. So you have one warehouse that, like a Walmart warehouse, that distributes to all the North State Walmarts. And you have another warehouse that all that product comes from. There's a chain of warehouses that each truck will chain to. So like, if I want to ship something from here to New York, which a lot of people do, they'll stick it on one truck, and it's a long haul truck. That's a very different truck than what you want to be driving in and out of gas stations. Gas stations are very small, tight parking lots. You're backing up a lot. You can't see anything. So these trucks are different. Now, all these trucks look the same to people who don't drive them. But you look at a truck, and if it has 2 axles, one in the front, one in the back, that truck cannot haul 80,000 pounds. Like everybody's quoting, like, oh, a truck can only haul 80,000 pounds. 80,000 pounds is the max a truck can be without any extra permits. You can actually go over that. And there are trucks that will haul more than that, but you have to have special permits. It's a whole ordeal. So 80,000 pounds is what a normal long haul truck will pull. But the trucks you're pulling in and out of gas stations with are much smaller. They only have one front seat. They only have one row. They have a big window in the back, so you can see out the back when you're backing up, because you spend most of your time backing up. You will pull into a gas station. You will back out of that gas station, cross the street, pull into that gas station. You will back out of that gas station, pull into Walmart, Winco, all these places, and you're backing in and out. You spend all day in and out of tight spaces. So you want a truck with really short turn radius, and you want a truck that has really good visibility behind you. Now, when you're long hauling, you want a truck that can just go. You want a truck with really long range. These trucks, like most semis, they come with like 75 to 100 gallon tanks on them. But the long haul trucks come with one on each side of the truck. You see them hanging off to the side. They'll have 200 gallon tanks. That's 200 gallons of diesel hanging off that truck. They also have a much longer axle. You'll see 2 axles in the back, 1 in the front. This means that they are able to haul the full 80,000 pounds. Not pulling that much. That's truck, trailer combined plus load. So that's gross weight. Now, these trucks have beds in the back. Yes, you heard me right. They have the actual long haul truckers don't want to be caught in a motel every night. Mostly, they do like to stay in hotels, but 1, it's too expensive. 2, they don't always have a hotel. You get truckers driving over. There are long stretches of the U.S. with nothing there, nothing but a gas station. And so these truckers, they just find somewhere to park. They hop in the back. They got AC going. Some of them will even have a little mini fridge back there, and they'll just lay down and spend the night in the back of that truck. Now, if you get a team of truckers, you will see you'll have 2 front seats and there's a bed. And what you'll do is you'll have one person sleeping in the bed while one person drives. Team of truckers, they charge a premium because they get the product there in half the time. So this is just covering semi trucks. But when you also hear that number, like people say commercial truck, how much is delivered by commercial trucks? You're also talking, there's a lot of different types of trucks you're talking about. First, you have the 1-ton, just a flatbed, kind of normal truck. They don't carry much, but you stick, like I drove a couple of those delivering lumber. You stick a few boards on the back, you run it down to the store. Mars had like a a dumping bed, so the bed picks up, dumps out all the lumber, and you run right along. Get all just like 5,000 pounds in the back of the bed, not a whole lot. Drive it with any type of license, not a big deal. Then you have what we call bobtails. They haul, you can put 12,000 pounds. The one we had, 12,000 pounds on the bed of that truck, and it also had a lifting bed. We also and also Class C license. You don't need anything special for that. It is also a commercial truck. It is also regulated by DOT. So when you're looking at these numbers, you have to realize that the semi is just a part of it. You have the 1 ton, the bobtail. Bobtails are a big part. Like I drove doing propane trucks. It's just a bobtail with a big tank on the back and filled up with propane. Still bobtail, but it's hazardous material, so you do need Class B for that. Then you have like the big box trucks. Straight line trucks, big box truck, filled up the back. You have a lot of people delivering bread and other stuff in there. You can also get those refrigerated. You see some frozen goods delivered in those going in and out of the stores. A step up from that is you still have buses. Buses are commercial. Let's see. Then you have your smaller, the ones like I drive for my work, the smaller semi trucks. They don't haul the whole 80,000 pounds. I only do 20 to 40 miles a day on my truck. Some of the other trucks that are delivering farther from the warehouse, they'll drive 30 miles, 40 miles, and then do another 40 miles just around that town, whatever town they end up in, and then back. So it's like 150 miles full time. You also have some specialty trucks. Like I used to drive a truck with a large boom on the top. If you don't know what that is, it's just like a crane. It go like, I think ours did like 45 feet up in the air. Reach the 3rd story window in most buildings. Maybe get a little higher than that. That truck was 35 feet long. It could haul 40,000 pounds on the bed of it. It had 4 axles, and it was just one straight truck with a big flatbed. Yeah. So there's a lot of different types of trucks out there. When you're looking at the addressable market for something like the Tesla Semi, it's only going to fit one segment in there. As far as I can tell, the Tesla Semi is only got one variant. It doesn't have a big back window, so you don't want to be driving that thing around town. You have to have that big back window so you can see what's going on. The cameras might fix that. I'm not sure. They don't show what's going to happen there. 2, you look at these round town trucks. You have a lot of mirrors on them. There are like 8 mirrors on these trucks, so you can see what's going on. They're short. Their axles are really short, so you can turn sharp. You can get in and out of places. But they also, here's a really important factor, they have seating for 2. It's important because when you're doing deliveries around town, you need a guy there helping you. Busy days, hard days, not always, but on the busy days, you need a guy to hop in that cab with you and ride around so you can get twice as much done. The company doesn't want to send 2 trucks to every store in town so that you can have someone out there helping you. Now, sometimes they'll send a guy out and he'll help me with 3 or 4 stores and then run off to someone else, but that's a different story. Every company I've ever worked with, you had to have multiple seats so that you could bring helpers with you. So when I had the boom truck, where they bought a new one, only had 2 seats. They returned the entire truck because it only had 2 seats. But that job, they would, on occasion, send 3 people. Always 2 people went, but they would occasionally send 3. And you needed the 3rd seat. So the Tesla semi truck worries me that it only has 1 seat. And the truck seems long enough that it could have a camper in the back, but doesn't quite seem long enough. It's like right in the sweet spot where it's like too long to take around town, but too short to sleep in the back. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. And when you look at the Nicola truck, the Nicola truck's supposed to have a longer range, but it definitely has a camper in the back. So you do not want it to be taking that thing around town. So that'd be something I'm really looking forward towards with these trucks, is getting some stats like the length, the turning radius. Everybody's talking about, oh, well, how far can they drive? It's like there are so many trucks that just do 20 miles a day. 20. That's it. There's a huge addressable market. Tesla could spend weeks, months, years just building trucks for that market right there. But it has to have that big window. It has to have the visibility. It has to be like, it has to go in and out of tiny alleyways and around corners, and it needs to be work. It needs work for that, and it needs the extra seats. You can't have only one seat in these trucks. Even long haul trucks. Long haul trucks, you have the dual drivers. You have, you know, only lonely long haul drivers could use a truck with one seat. Even then, you oftentimes see these long haul drivers on like spring break or Christmas time. The kid hops in the truck, and their kid will ride with them for the weekend, for the week. They'll be gone 5-6 days. The kid has a week off. The kid hops in the truck. You can't have a truck with only one seat, because no driver goes by himself every single time. It just doesn't happen. So, yeah, my thoughts on the trucks. I'm going to be coming out with another video talking about like the different types of trucks that, because there are so many accessories that hook up to these trucks. There are so many use cases. You can't just have one truck. So my next video, be looking out for that. I'm going to see if I can't come up with a nice list of things that are needed for a truck. And then the video after that, I'm going to be working on the rules and regulations. There are a lot of truck driving is very, very, very regulated. And Tesla has a nice advantage in some of these places and worry me in others. So be looking out for that. If you don't want to miss those videos, you'd like to keep up to date with what I'm posting, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. It really helps with the channel. And if you would like to hear anything else or have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I do answer all your questions and comments. Have a wonderful day.